What's up, people? It's your boy Chickstar in effect. Sorry for this video being about a week late in terms of the fact that I didn't do a Raw review last week. I actually thought, whilst the Raw in terms of the entertainment factor, well, actually no, the matches were pretty lackluster, but the entertainment factor in terms of certain things happening from last week's Raw, from the new Nation of Domination storyline to Paige finally turning on AJ I should say, to the awesome Stephanie McMahon storyline, to the Plan C being revealed. There was a lot of things that came out of last week's Raw, and it was my intention to review them. However, I just didn't get an opportunity to do that Raw. But here's my Raw review from yesterday. Crowd was hot. I think they were in Houston, Texas. Very good crowd. Yeah, the Raw was alright. It was alright. I mean, the one thing I will say at the moment is, in terms of this build for SummerSlam, they are putting in effort. They are putting effort in for one of their big four pay-per-views, and really trying to build it up. The show kicked off with a non-authority segment, which was good in that respect. Probably the most negative thing to come out of that, though, was that it was kicked off instead by John Cena promo. I suppose it made sense the way Raw ended last week with Heyman's promo. You've got to have the champ respond to it. For me, I know a lot of people have they seem to like John Cena's promo because he wasn't laughing, he wasn't smiling, he wasn't taking the piss. You know, he was treating the threat of Brock Lesnar very, very seriously. It wasn't no kiddie bullshit. It was intense Cena, and generally when he is that intense, he tends to deliver a somewhat decent promo. I just don't like John Cena promos personally. I've seen all different types. I've come to realize that he pretty much says the same shit in every single promo. And for me, I just thought, And then there was an awkward exchange between Cesaro randomly came out. It's when Paul Heyman and Cena were going back and forth. Cesaro basically came out and said, you know, I can wrestle rings round you. Basically, it became John Cena's exhibition match, because for some reason Cesaro said that, you know, you can't wrestle. So John Cena wanted to prove he can wrestle. John Cena proved for a little while that he could at least hang in the ring with Cesaro for 2 minutes. And I don't know. For me, I should be used to it, but it still annoyed me. They could have used this opportunity for Cesaro to pick up the win. It would have helped Cesaro, because Lord knows that motherfucker needs some help. And it would have told an interesting story that, you know, maybe his concern for Brock Lesnar, maybe his mind being elsewhere with Brock Lesnar, is not allowing him to focus focus on the challenges in front of him. And as a result, that caused him to lose against a Cesaro. Meanwhile, you lose against a Cesaro, and you make us for 1 second think that John Cena is vulnerable, when no, he picks up the fucking pinfall victory. Pissed me off. I don't know why, because I should be used to it, but he pissed me off. Decent match though. Decent match. Can't lie, it was decent. Paige and AJ had a segment. I like Paige as a heel, to the point where I'm starting to fancy her as a heel. I'm really starting to think she's kind of hot. I don't know why. There's something about her that I like though. And it shouldn't, because she's pale as fuck, skinny, but I don't know. There's something about her that I'm starting to like as a heel. AJ works best as a face. She did well here, kind of basically using the opportunity to try and beat the shit out of Paige. Paige kind of weaseling her way out of it. And it's like they're headed for a SummerSlam match, but the feud is building. It's getting there. I think a lot of people are being a bit disappointed with this feud so far, because they know that both girls can go. and it does seem a bit lackluster, but there seems to be a lot of emphasis on the Divas at the moment. And you know what? Power to it. I'm going to do a video about that later on this week. But because they are really putting a lot of emphasis lately on Divas. And if you're going to do a fucking 3-hour show, why the fuck not? Then in a decent segment, we went a little bit old school with this one. Triple H and Steph came out. Basically, Triple H, Stephanie using the opportunity to try and call out Brie Bella to try and make her drop the charges. Steph tried to play the kind of sincere type of role. She wasn't in a business suit. She was kind of in a normal top, jeans, trying to plead with Brie to come out and drop the charges and stuff. Then Y2J's music hit, and I was like, oh shit, we're about to go old school in this bitch. So he basically was calling her a bottom feeding trash bag hoe, you know, going back and forth. Anyway, in the middle of those Triple H and Y2J going back and forth, Seth Rollins came out, hit him with a briefcase, set up a match between the two later on that night. Then The Miz, Bareback and Curtis Axel versus the Usos and Dolph Ziggler. It was kind of a weird segment, this, because initially they showed the New Nation. I don't know, have they actually given these motherfuckers a name yet? But the New Nation consisting of Xavier Woods, Big E and Kofi Kingston. They were showing them watching the match at the back. Cut to commercial, then they were outside watching from the ringside. So I don't know. They decided to get a closer look of the match, I guess. I can't even remember who the fuck won this. I weren't really particularly interested in the match. I think Ziggler won it. I think he picked up the pinfall. Really starting to push Ziggler for this IC belt. I don't see them putting it on him though. But yeah, really giving Ziggler a push at the moment. But yeah, Ziggler picked up the win, looked good in the match, but I just didn't really give a fuck about the match, to be honest. In the low part of the fucking night for me, just when I started to get into fucking Bo Dallas, for some stupid reason, they bring a streak to an end. And to all fucking people, they brought the streak to an end with R-Truth. Why is R-Truth ending a streak? I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck? And basically, it was all basically to set up a kind of an attack on R-Truth, basically trying to show Bo Dallas's nastier side. Basically, R-Truth won, then Bo Dallas beat him down. I suspect they may do another match at on SummerSlam between the two. R-Truth is pretty much on his way out. I think the guy's like 47, 48 or something like that. So all he's pretty much doing at the moment is he's just putting over talent. And R-Truth is a decent worker, so I can imagine if they are going to do a match at SummerSlam, he'll do the right thing and put Bo Dallas over. But yeah, pretty much right. That was the thing that really pissed me off. Other than John Cena, Cesaro, that was the other thing that pissed me off during Raw last night. Some more continued shit out of Coulter and Swagger versus Rusev and Lana. Basically, Lana and Rusev doing their same usual spiel in the middle of the ring. Real Americans came out, basically going back and forth. Houston crowd eating it up. Swagger came into the ring, they had a little scuffle. Then he gave Rusev a boot. Rusev went flying out. You know, decent stuff. Probably going to see a second leg match at SummerSlam between the two. Decent feud. It is what it is. This was my piss break. So I don't know what happened. I imagine Damien Sandow lost. But as soon as I saw Adam Rose came out, I just thought, this is my piss break. So I went and had one. I don't know what happened, but I assume Damien Sandow lost. Oh, awesome segment came out, and that awesome segment involves Randy Orton. One of my biggest problems with Randy Orton is they seem to have watered him the fuck down, particularly since 2009 was when Orton was hot. Like, he was intense, Viper, psycho mode Randy Orton. And ever since they've taken the punt away from him for being too violent looking or whatever, they've kind of watered him down a little bit. What we saw here was awesome. Essentially, he went to the back and was asking Triple H, what the fuck, why have you taken my title shot away from me? You were going to give me one, what the fuck happened? Well, Triple H said, well, every time I try and give you something, Roman Reigns is there to take it away from you. So the way I see it is, you take Roman Reigns out, you have your title shot. So then Orton said, so Roman Reigns took my title shot away from me. So they were going to set up a match between Kane and Roman Reigns. That match never really got started. Initially they were booking Reigns too strong. I thought, you can't be serious. Basically, he came out of his usual, through the crowd, about to start the match. Orton came through the crowd and attacked him. He eventually staved off Orton. Kane came out the ring to try and assist Orton. He gave Kane a Superman punch. Orton slithered in the ring, tried to beat him down. He was initially getting the better of fucking Orton. I thought, you can't be serious. So he's beating them both. And you guys know I've been trying to say for a while, they need to stop booking Reigns so strong. Eventually Kane came back into the ring, choke slammed the shit out of Reigns. Little stare down with Orton, and then left the ring. So then Orton proceeded to beat the shit out of Roman Reigns. It was good stuff. We ain't seen Orton this violent in a long time. He beat the shit out of him. Gave him 2 RKOs through the table, because for some stupid reason, whenever Triple H or Orton do their finisher through the table never breaks. I think he was so annoyed that the table didn't break the first time. The motherfucker just lifted him up quickly for the second RKO and was like, this table will break this time. Oh! Gave him the RKO, eventually broke. Yeah, good stuff though. It was good, violent, old school type stuff. Old school Orton, or as Michael Cole would say, vintage Orton. It was good. Good stuff. I was very impressed. Another piss break. Fandango wrestled somebody. Don't know who it was. Then Natalya and Naomi versus Cameron and her idol, Alicia Fox. I believe Naomi won with a decent looking submission. I don't know what the fuck that submission was. Well, it was decent looking. It was it was a good looking submission. Naomi is the star out of these 4. Just waiting for them to realise it. Simple as that. Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho. I'm sure the internet was Kleenex in hand and was ready to knock one out for this. The match was alright. I think towards the end it was starting to pick up towards the end, and just when it really started getting going, it then ended, and then the Wyatts came in, did what they usually do, attacked Jericho, and then that was that. It was getting there. It was genuinely getting there. Was what it was. It was getting there. And then for me, in the segment of the night, I thought the segment was perfect. It was perfect, and it even overshadowed Brie Bella's terrible acting. Essentially, Steph comes back out, tries to call Brie. She's in the middle of talking. She's about to call Brie Bella out. Brie Bella just comes out. She comes out through the crowd, as you would expect her to do. She doesn't work for the company, so she came out through the crowd. So no music initially, and then they started playing her music. I was like, I should have bothered. But anyway, she came into the ring and was just like, I've had enough of your bullshit. Just cut to the point. So then Steph said, alright, what have I got to do to get these charges dropped? You know, I'll give your sister a race. Brie Bella said, alright, that's a good start. So then she was like, so you'll drop the charges? She said, I'll consider it. So then she, looking pleased with herself, was about to exit left. And then Brie said, whoa. I need some demands answered first, and then I will drop the charges. So Steph said, what? So she said, well, first of all, I want my job back. So then Steph agreed to that. So then she said, and then she said the thing that we were all waiting for, and I want a match. So then Steph was like, oh, I'll do whatever match you want. You want a match for the Divas title? No problem, it's done. You want some sort of diva, total diva battle royal? You are the star of Total Divas. I'll make that happen. I said, no, I don't want none of that. I want a match against you. So then Stephen at the time was like kind of like, what are you talking about? I've not wrestled in the ring for 12 years. What do you expect me to do? Like, I can't do that. I can't do that. Kept refusing. Then Bruce said, alright, cool, no problem, I'll see you in court. So Steph was like, alright, look, if I reinstate you, give Nikki a pay rise, and give you your match, you'll drop the charges. She said, that's exactly everything I want. I will drop the charges if you make those things happen. So then Steph was like, alright, you got it. And basically was like, I'm going to make you my bitch. And SummerSlam slapped that shit out of Brie. It was good stuff. Then Brie went into the ring, attacked her, they were attacking each other. Listen, I know a lot of people are shitting on this because the match is not going to be good. For me, I think the match is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. I think it's the interest that Stephanie's performance, because let's be honest, the interest is being driven by how good Stephanie has been over the past couple of weeks. If Stephanie's performance, for me, has superseded any kind of worry that the match will be shit, because the match is not going to be good. You know, Brie's hardly a ring general, and the last time I saw Stephanie wrestle, she wasn't fantastic, and that, like she said, was 12 years ago. So it's not going to be good, but it doesn't need to be. I think it's the interest that it generates. It's the interest that it generates in the Divas as a whole, and that's why I think the match is important. That's why I think the feud is important, and I think people have lost sight of that. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to just bring that point across. I will make a video about that because I do feel very strongly about Stephanie McMahon, Brie Bella, and just the general push that the Divas seem to be getting at the moment. I think it's important. All in all, I thought, you know, I think the show's just, you know, it was alright, it was good. They're putting in effort. That's all you could ask for. There were a few low points, like bringing Bo Dallas's streak to an end. I thought was a mistake. Putting John Cena over clean against Cesaro again was a mistake. A few fart moments in the Adam Rose, Damien Sandow segment. The Fandango segment, I can imagine. But all in all, it was a decent show. Decent show. I'll give it a decent show. Do let me know what you think. Like I say, I will do another video this week to talk about the Stephanie McMahon Brie Bella match. In the meantime, stay tuned. Take care.